How cool would it be to work for a company that sells, charters, and manages private jets? My name is Mike Beville, and I got that opportunity this summer when I worked alongside an in-house legal counsel for a multi-$100 million company. As my employers, I thank you for this opportunity to work for such a great corporation known as Orion Air Group. As most of you know, Orion Air Group is more of the government side of the business, while its sister company, Tempest Jets, manages the private sector, as in Orion Air Group does the government contracts with large government agencies such as Northrop Grumman, and Tempest Jets will charter out and manage planes for individuals who happen to have a whole bunch of money. As I said, this was a summer internship, and I had a wide variety of experiences that I never thought I would ever be exposed to. This progress report is meant to explain the background of my company, explain the work I have completed, the present status I have within the company, and the work I have yet remaining. So, who is Orion Air Group? If you go to the next slide, you'll see that Orion Air Group, according to its website, was started in 2007 by a young entrepreneur who had a wealth of experience in aviation named Scott Terry. Scott Terry worked alongside Jack Golden, who financed the operation into a company that started out as about 3 people to now has well over 150 people. According to the Orion pamphlet, the Orion corporate pamphlet, Orion has offices all over the United States and even offices in Southwest Asia and now newly developing in Africa. The offices in the United States range from the headquarters in Newport News to offices in Phoenix and Maryland and even South Carolina. According to the pamphlet, Orion owns over 25 aircraft, and they own a Part 145 repair facility located at its headquarters in Newport News, Virginia. A Part 145 repair facility basically just means they have a large hangar that can fix pretty much any plane below a huge Boeing 747, for example. How I found out about this job was that I found out from a friend that Orion needed summer help in the legal department, and I jumped right at the chance and really pretty much just got lucky. And I'm now working with a young in-house counsel who also is doing a great job, and I've experienced a wealth of knowledge. And as a legal intern, I've completed a very wide range of activities. If you go to the next slide, you'll see that I initially started out in a minor role. I was doing small projects here and there, more learning about the company. And through the middle and late stages of my experience, I've started to get involved in many different types of activities, ranging from helping out with organizing corporate docs to help drafting different contracts for different people, and even helping out with a few aircraft acquisitions, which involved many different contracts. And even though I'm not directly drafting any of these, and obviously I don't have near the expertise or even the qualifications to do that, but I'm overseeing a lot of things and learning an unbelievable amount that I could not have learned anywhere else. And, it started out a little bit rough because the aviation industry can be very complicated with its lingo, with all the different names. But as I've gotten further in my internship, I've just scratched the surface on it, and now I'm comfortable with working with my in-house counsel and recognizing certain terms. I'm starting to catch the drift on a lot of things and just kind of experiencing how the company works. And as I said, I've gained much more from this internship than I originally thought. I came into it thinking I was just going to do office work and maybe get some experience here or there, but I've learned much firsthand experience, much more than I would have ever thought. So I've worked at Orion for about 3 months now, and even though I still have some to go, I'm presently still in the office working with the in-house legal counsel. I am now presently having a more involved role, and this is all included on the next slide. I apologize. And in my new improved role, I've gained a lot more confidence, especially from my coworkers, who now will give me projects that I'm sure they would have never dreamed of giving me in the beginning. And all this came with that new knowledge and expertise that I've gained for this 3 months. I'm very happy with my current progress. I'm beyond excited for this company. I wish I didn't have to go back to school, and I wish I wasn't 4 years away, if I include my law school years, from being able to do a job like this. Now, with only 2 weeks remaining, I do still have work to do. And if you go to the next slide, you'll see that I've mentioned that the legal office is very cluttered, a lot of paper, which most legal offices are, and the trend right now is to continue to go paperless, and that just means scanning these hundreds of pieces of paper and organizing them into digital databases that the whole company can access and access in an easy way, and to share all these documents with each other. My current boss is actually heading over to Africa at the end of this month to head the entire international division. And by going to Africa, I do mean going over there to live for multiple years. He'll be living in Tanzania and also Rwanda. The Orion, or more specifically Tempest Jets, the private sector of the company, is opening up operations internationally to expand the business. And believe it or not, Africa is a huge booming business for these private jets, for many, many different types of reasons. So if you go to the next slide, you'll see in conclusion, I've learned more than I could have ever imagined, and I have tried to contribute my own way to this company, and I think I have made my own tiny little mark. I've explained the background of my company, the work that I've completed while being here, also my present status and the work I have remaining. If there's one thing that I want you guys to remember as my employees and in the future, is always remember the sky is the limit. And I'm now open for questions.
All right, real quick, what was your favorite project that you did on your job?
My favorite project was helping out with an aircraft acquisition, and I worked with the CFO of the company, and it was just really cool to be a part of something that important and to work alongside such important people.
I know there's a lot of legal jobs out there now. Did this one specifically get you into specific legalities about the air stuff? Or?
I'm not particularly interested in aviation just because it takes such great expertise to master, but I've definitely experienced enough that I know I want to practice business law and work within a business later in life. And thank you guys for listening. And as my employers, I once again thank you for my experience, and I thank you for listening to my progress report.